me as usual. What's going on, everybody? I'm rushing. I said, oh, wait a minute. Did I use the bathroom? Let me go use the bathroom. What's up? Good to see everybody in the house tonight. If I keep wiping my brow, just found out that I have to purchase a new air conditioning unit for this gigantic house. So it's a little toasty in here. What I should have done was do this outside under the shade. At least I'd have got a breeze. And I don't want to keep the fan going because it's loud. Little old cheap box fan. How y'all doing tonight? Guava. Hey, Danielle Jones. Hey, Andale. How you doing? Let me see. How you doing, Smile? It's good to see y'all. I had to get my bucket ready because it's about to be some bucketing going on here. Matter of fact, let's see if this even fit on here. Hey, Maria Graham. Hey, Myra McLean. New Jersey. Katrina. What's good? That's working now, ain't it? Hey, Danny Marie. Hey, Lioncrest Outdoors. What's going on, man? Good to see you in here. And Marie Walker. Okay, I'm here. Forget this part. I'm here because you guys, look, I'm gonna cut this fan on. I ain't gonna sit here and burn now. Y'all know what a box fan sound like. I know it's a little annoying. No, that's too big loud. Y'all already know. Sometimes you gotta go back to the hood, get your fan popping. There it is. There it is, right there. There it is. Set them junks on the table, son. Yeah. Ooh, y'all let me know if that's too loud, okay? But all this burning up, I wasn't thinking. I would have done this either outside, in the den, anywhere besides here. And it's hot. It's in the 90s. So my husband and I just got chicken coop yesterday and put it all together. We're excited. That's going to be one of the best journeys you've ever been on in your life. You will never be without chicken. Matter of fact, one of the reasons I'm hot and I'm dehydrated, so I'm drinking a lot of water, is because we just coming in from the beehives. I told y'all, when you become a beekeeper, one of the things is you gonna burn. That's why it's not as easy as people keep talking about it is. It's real work. Just go out there and do it and come on back in. But don't be silly. See, I think I have to replant tomatoes and mulch around the elephant ears and azaleas. Okay. Okay. I'm going to just get right into it because I don't want to hold y'all too long. Number one. I've been saying this for years. Can y'all hear me okay? Perfect. My pomegranate seeds just sprouted. Excellent. That's exactly why we're here today. So yeah. Y'all hear me? Okay, good. All right. Thank you. She got the washer and dryer going over here. I got a fan. So anyway, let's get right to it. For years and years and years, I've been saying I don't like growing things from seed. Just because I do not like growing things from seed does not mean it is not necessary. Okay? If anybody has not been over to see my friend Dan Permaculture Food Forest, his whole name is Dan's Permaculture Food Forest. Dan Permaculture Food Forest. Go over and check his channel out because he's going to show you things that he grow from seed. My brother is going to tell you about things that you can grow from seed because he grows a lot of things from seed. All right? All right. Hey, Led, can I grow kale indoors from seed? Yes, you can. We got some in there right now in my living room. True story. Can't make that up. So, here's the reason. I'm going to answer as many questions as I can, But here's the reason I do not grow certain things from seed. Because you do not know what you are going to get. That is a bad thing, and that is a good thing. So let's not get it twisted. That's a bad thing and a good thing. If you're dead set on getting a mango, a Glen mango, then you need to go purchase a grafted Glen mango or an air layer of a Glen mango. If you don't care what kind of mango you're going to get, you just want it to be sweet, this is one of the fruits that will give you a tree. It's going to fruit and fairly soon. This one will give you fruit. And I never heard of anybody getting a bad mango seed and it producing bad mangoes. I've heard they're subpar, but never not delicious. Okay? So, master, thanks to you, I have grafted my citrus with success. Your video air layer epic. Thank you so much. Glad now you spread that knowledge on. You spread that knowledge on. Oh, and you know what? Speaking of spreading knowledge, I got one thing to say before we get into this. And I hope y'all hear me very well. Somebody emailed me and said somebody is stealing some of my ideas and they're copying off of me. I want you guys to know something, okay? For anybody that's saying that and seeing that and thinking that way, I want you to understand something. They're not stealing from me. They're not stealing my ideas. They're not stealing anything that I hold dear and precious to me. If I didn't want anybody else to share this knowledge, I would keep it to myself. There's things I do in my home I do keep to myself, and there's things that I need to share. I don't care what it is. I don't care what. If the person does not like me and they feel that I don't know what they're up to and they want to do what I do, this is how I want you guys to think. For all of the new YouTubers, you starting out with a new channel, if you see somebody trying to copy your style, just think of it like this. You taught them something. Okay, no matter whether they like you or not. No matter whether they like you or not. Just remember something. What you're trying to accomplish worked. They're following in your footsteps. Don't be angry at that. Because if your job and your mission is to produce something or a product that you're supposed to make money in manufacturing or something with, you should do that and go get a patent on your idea or a patent on your product. With that being said, everything else is called spreading knowledge. Even when the people that don't like you go behind you and do it. You understand? It's funny to me because I've seen it. It's freaking hilarious. This is how I need you to understand. Somebody else got the message. Maybe there's people that don't like me that don't want to get that same message from me, but they'll get it from that person. It doesn't matter. They got the information and the information spread. Doo-doo does not choose what shoe is going to step in. You understand? So just let the information flow. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether they copy me or anything. Everything I put on here is free knowledge. So you guys, you don't have to do that to me. I know I've seen a couple things. Let it roll. Okay? So when you start a channel, do not get upset if you see somebody copying your style, saying what you say, do what you do, producing the same. Don't get mad. Just think of it like this. So my message got out. Okay? So don't worry about that, family. I promise you. It's not that serious. So, moving on. Let's get back to the seeds. That was a little conjunction there with that. So getting back to what we were talking about. Growing from seed. There's reasons why I do not grow from seed. Is because number two was I don't have time to find out what this is going to turn into, what this seed is going to turn into. Okay? Right. Somebody who just said that. Yes, Frugal Nurse Homestead. It's a compliment. That's how I look at it. Whether they like you or not. So the only way they could get to you was to copy off of you to try to upstage you. So either way, the knowledge was shared. That's what we're here for. So I'm gonna move on. Now, has anybody tried to grow a mango, a pear? If you've tried to grow something from seed, let me know what it was. All right, Janet. An apple, a pear, plum, peach, whatever. There's certain things that I personally would not try to grow from seed. Mango from seed, a pomegranate from seed. Now we're talking about fruit trees. We're going to talk about trees. We're going to get into trees, okay? Citrus. Limes, lemons, oranges. Where we go? Avocado. That's avocado seed. All of these things. An apple. Okay, I'm gonna eat that later. Pear. If you're trying to grow these things from seed, I need you to understand something. Some of these varieties are just like people. You don't know what you're going to get. When two people mate, the child may not look or act nothing like the mother or the father. That child may act like great grandpa. It might look like your great auntie. It might have characteristics of Uncle Bill. That's how it works. But there is certain fruits that even though they have their own characteristics, they're pretty much going to end up like that. Like a mango. Mangoes, and trust me, I got a friend. Mangoes grow all around him from seed all the time. So it's a proven fact. I've never heard anybody, and if you're in the room tonight, please let me know if you've ever had a stinking nasty mango. I ain't talking about subpar, I'm talking about inedible. Never heard of it. If you have, let me know. Pomegranate. If you grow pomegranate from seed, it's going to be a nice, decent pomegranate tree. You may not get a wonderful pomegranate tree, but you'll get a pomegranate tree with tasty fruit. Is it going to be a soft seed? I don't know. Hard seed? I don't know. Is the fruit going to taste good? Yes. And it will bear fruit fairly soon. So this is one of those ones that's going to bear fruit. I don't have it in front of me, but dragon fruit will bear fruit. Star fruit will bear fruit fairly soon. Those are just a couple that I've done myself. Okay. Here's another one that will grow from fruit. Will grow from seed. The papaya tree will grow from seed. It will produce fruit. If it's in the right area, of course, and it will produce half decent fruit from what I know. I've never grown one, but I figured I'm gonna give it a shot just so we can all do this together. So I've grown apples. What I do with the apple tree, I graft onto it because I don't have 15, 20 years to figure out what this is going to turn out to be. Now, with that being said, the thing that's good about planting an apple, like my friend Dan Permaculture Food Forest said, you don't know if this is going to be the next big thing. Inside of this apple might hold the seed to the next extraordinary apple, better than a Honeycrisp, better than a Pink Lady, better than a Gala. It might be the next best thing. So that's the good part. You just don't know. So I say, yes, plant from seed. But if you do have time, if you have space, plant from seed. But you got to take those things into consideration. If you do not have enough yard to be experimenting, this ain't the best idea. If you have enough space to be experimenting with seeds, go for it. Okay? Let me see. All right. I tried to grow jackfruit here in California. Mine end up dying since we don't get enough rain. See, now that's something else. You got to understand something. Just because you bought something from the store and you're growing it from seed, you still have to pay attention to the zones. This papaya will not live in my area. But that's the sweet part about growing from seed, because you may just have and sprout a seed that ends up being tolerant to your area. How much room do you need? That's the research that you have to do for whatever seed that you're going to plant. If you're going to plant an apple tree, you need to start figuring out, okay, how big does an apple tree get? There's not just one number and one size fits all. It doesn't work that way. Hey, Miss Christy Love. So you got to be the judge of that, okay? If you have the space to grow the apple tree and experiment for however many years it's going to be taking up space in your yard, it may take 15 years, may take 20, may take 30. You do not know. Are you ready for that wait? Everybody plant a seed and they think they're going to get an apple tree next year and full of apples. Then they wait 5 years, nothing. 6, 7 years, still nothing. Tree is huge, beautiful, no flowers, no nothing. That's just how this works. You don't know what you're going to get. You may not even see food or fruit in your lifetime in some things. Hey, Aunt 4 Barbecue, you may not see it. So, growing from seed is good. We're going to keep that. But you need to know the expectations. Hey, Creator Jay, how you doing? You need to know the expectations of growing from seed. That's where we all fall short. People fall short because they think they're going to plant a seed and it will germinate the same way that, I put it like a bell pepper or a cucumber or a tomato. Totally different ball game. Okay? Totally different ball game. So, as you can see, this fruit here, had to cut this sucker. You cut this fruit here. I'm going to show you something which is perfect. That was the only seed in there. You see those little dots? Those are what the seeds were supposed to develop. This letting you know what was going on with this apple. It was beautiful. So you don't know what you're going to get, because I'm sure this is not the characteristics of the mother tree. Right? I brought my bucket because I'm going to be tossing some of this stuff, because I'm going to eat it later. Now, as far as the pomegranate, all right, Bert Richardson, man, you kill me. What's up, Bert Richardson? You ain't late, man. You ain't never late. The pomegranate, listen, a pomegranate will sit on your shelf for a year and still be edible. This is a pomegranate that I've had open. You see how dry it is? When you look at the back, all old, look like it's dead, don't throw that pomegranate away. You better open it up. And the skin, hard as a rock. Open that pomegranate up, that fruit's still good. Look at that. It don't lose its juices. Just the outside dry up. But these jewels, these pomegranate jewels, You take them, you get you a napkin, pour them in there like that. You take another napkin, put it on top. I ain't doing no magic trick, y'all. Mash them. This if you don't want to sit there and eat them. You mash them. You mash them dry. And then, here's the sweet part. You pour that seed out of there. Try and do this without spilling it. You pour them seeds out of there, and you let them dry out for a day, and then you go plant them. And then you're going to get pomegranate trees, and they will produce good fruit. My daughter did it years ago, and we had some of the best pomegranates you ever had. I left that at my old land. My baby girl, she was a baby girl at the time, so I know it works. So mangoes, after you open up one of these sweet babies here, which I've already done, open up a mango, you're going to get a seed like this. After this is dried out, it ain't got to be dry either. This is the husk. Hear that? Sound like a shell. Because that's exactly what it is. You take some scissors and you cut just the tip. Them ain't hard enough. That ain't quite hard enough. There we go. There we go. See, he ready to go. Damn, I don't want to ruin it. What I do with my other? Oh, here we go. Here we go. You just cut the tip off. Man, what kind of doggone mango is this? See that little hole? The seed is in there. So we're gonna open that up. Just like this. Inside this husk is a seed. I wanted to do this real time. I got one sitting here, but I'm gonna save that for the next part. I know some of y'all done this already a couple times. These mangoes is fun to grow. They grow fast and they grow furious. So, here's the seed. Uh-oh, wait a minute. What's wrong? You may need to restart. It is live. Oh, okay, okay. Thank you, Christy Love. There's the seed inside of this husk that we just opened up. That's the mango seed. Now, the thing about a mango, okay, what is it called? Polyembryonic. Polyembryonic means it's a lot of seeds. You can even see them here. That's a seed. See that line? Then here's a seed. There's a lot of different seeds in this one seed. Now here's the sweet part about a mango. If you get a polyembryonic seed, meaning it's multiple babies in this, we're gonna call it a womb. One of them, most of them are identical clones to the mother. One of them is going to be a breed of something else. It's going to be that what I told you, mama and daddy get together, you know, they're going to make something strange. But the rest of all of these seeds is clustered here together are going to be identical clones of a honey mango. Identical. All fruit trees don't do this. The mango does more often than not. You'll plant a mango seed and it will sprout 3 or 4 or 5 different root structures and 3 or 4 or 5 different plants coming from the same, look like one seed. This is multiple. And I'm going to show you that right now. Here's one that Lady Lead sprouted right here. It started turning green. You put it in a plastic bag, sandwich bag, on a damp napkin. That's all. Don't put it, you can put it in the dirt if you want to, but stuff like to eat these. Get it started first. You see that root coming out the back? But do you notice something? 2 roots. Here's a root. There's a root. Polyembryonic. That's 2 separate seeds we're looking at. Let's better find. You point to right here. 2 separate seeds. One here, one here. But there's more. You can see the lines. Here's a seed, here's a seed, here's a seed, and there's many more behind here. So that's 2 root systems. That's going to produce at least 2 plants, right? So one of those is an identical clone of the mother, no matter what, because you can't have 2. You can only have 1 wild card. So even if you got 2, one of those is the identical clone of the mother mango. Some fruit trees are good from growing from seed. Mango is one of them. Here's the papaya. Now I'm going to be honest with you. Let me put this seed back in the little package. I don't want it to dry out because we got tons of them now. We got plenty of these seeds growing because I do want to keep experimenting with a mango. I love mangoes. We got plenty of seeds. We got plenty of them sprouted. Here's another one that's sprouted. Really easy, really fun project. Pomegranate. So, the papaya will do the exact same, well, not the exact same thing. You will get a decent fruit out of this, just like you will the pomegranate. Okay, now, this one has so many seeds in it that you can't help but try to experiment. Each and every last one of those are seeds. And yes, they will produce fruit fairly soon. If you are in the right climate, if you are growing it in the right area, you have to make sure the seed is always damp. Yeah, all you gotta do, once you wet that napkin, you don't have to do anything else. I'm gonna do this right now with you. I'm gonna talk about this papaya real quick. To be honest with you, I have never tasted a papaya from the store that didn't want to make me puke. Just saying. The only papayas I've ever eaten was down in Florida, and they was fresh at a farmer's market that tasted like a papaya. The ones you get from the store, they smell funny and they taste funny. So I've never tasted a good papaya from the actual, grocery store or the market. Never. If you have, let me know. I've never. When I'm down in Florida and I get a papaya from one of those farmer market stands, banging on wax. So I'm gonna taste this right now, and I'm almost scared to do it. They're just so beautiful. I love papaya. I just don't know what the deal is with these rascals. I'm cutting a big piece too, like I'm gonna try to eat that up. No. I thought it was gonna change. It didn't quite smell like dumpster, like usual, but it tastes a little odd. Now don't let my taste buds ruin what you like, okay? Don't let my taste buds ruin what you like. If you like this, more power to you. But I'm just here to tell you, all of those hundreds and hundreds of seeds, you can grow one of these nasty rascals if you want to. Again, I've never tasted one from the store that tasted like it should be consumed by humans. Only when somebody is out there and they hardly don't speak no English or nothing, they always got the real deal. That's all I'm saying. If you like, this one don't smell bad. I'm gonna try it again. This one don't smell bad. I always keep trying every year just to see if is it me or. Nope, we tried it again this year. It didn't work. I guess I can scrap that on my schedule. Okay. That's enough of that. Now, citrus. Citrus, every blue moon, I know I had to wash that down. Citrus, every blue moon, you will get that polyembryonic seed, just like a mango. You want to hold on to that one because that might be doing the exact same thing. If you got one root and one tree, if you feel like growing that thing, fine. I've had 2 actually grow in fruit. But that's it. Out of all of the billions of doggone citrus I've ever grown, I've only had 2 grow fruit. And it took about 5 years apiece, 5 or 6 years apiece. So, with that being said, everything else you know you can grow. I'm about to take some questions, but I'm going to tell you 2 things off the charts. There's not trees. Pumpkins, all day long. These, by the way, are still the same pumpkins that I've had ever since last October 1st. Yes, they're still holding on. Not rotten, not nothing. You can grow pumpkins from seed. You can grow sunflowers from seed and get sunflowers. Mangoes is musty, 2%. Mangoes is musty, but they're delicious. The kind of, never mind. Some funk is good funk. Some funk is good funk. Okay? Just saying. All funk ain't bad. Mango funk, that musty, that old after a jog kind of funk. After a brisk walk kind of musk. Let me wipe this off. All funk ain't bad. Okay? Don't knock it till you try. But that kind of right there, I know what you're talking about. Don't you, Ruby? Really? Ooh, really? No. Better ask somebody. That stinks so good. And you're right. Mangoes is musty. But let me stop. Let me stop. But she might be wondering. You know, mangoes do. All right. Mangoes, pumpkins, sunflowers, and most of all, your melons, your watermelons. Your watermelons, they grow too. We're going to do this again. Your watermelons got seeds that will grow that watermelon. Maybe not identical. Oh, and don't do this. Try not to get seedless varieties. If I knew this was seedless, I wouldn't have bought that. But it does have seeds in it. See that? It's beautiful. Not too long from now, we're gonna be getting our own. This is from the store, okay? FYI. But as you see, these seeds are viable. They will grow this watermelon. You don't know, it might come out yellow. It might come out with a yellow rind. It might come out with a green rind and a yellow inside, but it will grow a delicious watermelon. That goes for cantaloupes and honeydew melons. All of your melons, same thing. All right, so remember that. Now, I'm ready to take some questions. If you got them, I'm going to do my best to try to answer. Musty mango. Y'all terrible. Somebody said, ew. Don't say ew. Don't do that. Okay. Do you still have fig trees? I have tons of fig trees. That musty mango is right. That's right. Please, musty mango in a t-shirt. That musty mango. It even kind of. It even looked familiar. I'm just saying. Just saying. That's right. Nothing wrong with musty mangoes now. As long as you know where they've been at. As long as you know where they've been. Okay? So, all right. How does the watermelon taste? It's sweet as sugar. That's why I shouldn't be eating no more of it. Yes, they do grow a lot of butternut squash. That's another one. Let me see. Squash, and they last a long time without rot. That's right. Very true. I know Danielle Jones. I know. But I had to say that because I'm hoping we all grown here, okay? And if your kids are behind you asking, what's a musty mango? Go back to sleep. Go back and play the game. Go outside, toss a frisbee if they still make those. Stop asking questions. What about peaches? How do you get to the seed? I did not grab a peach because they did not have any. That hard peach pit, that's a shell just like this mango. That hard pit is just like the mango. Let me see, Bert Richardson, my man, say, do you do the same thing with watermelon seed in a napkin? Yes, yes. That's how I sprout most of my seeds. Yes. Because once they grow, and Lady Leia just showed you guys, oh no, that was the beekeeping, not the beekeeping class, interview. She has a paper plate in there full of seeds, but yes. So, the peach, that outside is a hard pit. You got to either take a hammer, or if you want it to sprout fast, or take some pliers and carefully crunch it. Inside looks exactly like an almond. That's the actual peach seed. I grew them years ago. Now you can grow the whole stone if you want to, right? All stone fruits are the same. That hard rock, inside is the actual seed, just like the mango. Remember, this is what the mango used to look like. This is what it looks like now. This was inside here. Okay? So, that right there. So you gotta bust that peach pit open to get to the actual seed, and the inside of that seed looks identical to an almond. Actually, almonds are in the peach family. What can I use to sweeten my watermelons? I have no idea. To sweeten a watermelon, I've never tried. I've never had a bland watermelon. Thank you so much, Uncapped Films. Thank you. That seed is tasty too. We talking about the peach seed. I've never tried to eat one. Just 'cause I never even really done a lot of research as far as are they toxic or not. I hear they're toxic. I've never tried to eat one. I've just only tried to plant them. How are you supposed to store dried seeds but put them in a paper bag of molded? I'm gonna show you right now. You give me 2 ticks, all right? What did I do with that? I'm about to show you. What did I do? I'm gonna hurt your feelings. I'm gonna hurt your feelings. I'm gonna show you right now how I store seeds. There is no magic to this, all right? I'm gonna show you this. Can't make this up. What's wrong, honey? Oh. These are seeds. It's just one pack of seeds that I've been collecting, and I'm going to show you the dates. Eureka lemon seeds from 2014. They're still viable. I just tried to grow them last fall. Normal envelope. Make sure your seeds are dry. Leave them out to dry on a napkin and let them just dry all week. And once they're dry, you put them in a plain old envelope. Just like, look, guava seeds. This one does not have the year on it. Hawaiian guava, but my other ones do. Sweet, listen to this. This is from a bell pepper I ate that was a Bonnie brand. I'm sorry, a plant I grew, ate the bell peppers out of it, and I got them. It was a Bonnie brand bell pepper from October 17th, 2013. These seeds are still good. So you dry them the same way on a napkin. Let them just sit there. Just forget about them. Let them dry out. And once they dry out on that napkin, you scrape them off and put them in a normal envelope, or I made this out of just some notebook paper. Listen, they're still viable. These things are almost 10 years. No. Yeah, almost 10 years old, 8 years old. These things still work. So I do a lot of my seeds like that. Do not get rid of your seeds. We got mustard green seeds. Collect your seeds. Keep your seeds. We got buckets and buckets and buckets of this stuff. Broccoli, kale, cabbage, and mystery seeds. That's some seeds. You can even see them through the pack. That's how we keep our seeds. You dry them and you put them away. It's that simple. Long as you keep them in some paper, no mold gets to them because the paper always sucks out the moisture. Blood orange seeds, look at that. From a blood orange tree I had years ago, back in 12-14. So keep all of our seeds. I hope that answered your question. Any more questions before we get out of here? For a while at the beginning of the thing, seeds were hard to find. They're still fairly hard to find a lot of seeds, but the reason why I didn't worry is because that's what we do. We keep our seeds. We collect our seeds. You don't throw seeds away. If you have extra, super extra, yes, you should share. But you never know what's coming down the pike, okay? Let me see. I started collecting my seeds 2 years ago when I started following. Well, thank you for that, because you're doing yourself a service. How about growing pineapple from seed? No, you don't grow them from seed. You rip the top off. I got pineapples out in the greenhouse growing. I ain't watered them since last fall, and they still growing. You rip the top off. I'm going to show you. You tear it a couple of leaves, and you can see the roots around the stem. You just stick that in the dirt, or stick it in some water and watch the roots grow down in the water. Stick it in some dirt, and your pineapple gonna start growing. Your pineapple tree, plant Now, mind you, your pineapple plant gonna look like it's not gonna make it for a couple of months. It's really gonna, a lot of it's gonna die off. Don't dig it up and don't throw it away. Because in about 3 months, that thing gonna go crazy and get bigger, stronger, lusher, greener, and all those brown ones, just cut those off. Okay? Yep. What'd I say? Yeah, twist off the top. Just take that top and twist it. You got a whole watermelon here. That piece coming off. Matter of fact, I got something that'll even, here you go, that'll kind of symbolize it. This is kind of what the pineapple plant is going to look like, right? You take this whole thing here and twist that. I'm twisting the plant in the pot, so I ain't hurting. You twist that off of the pineapple, and it's going to be a stem down there. You go eat your pineapple, and you peel back those bottom leaves, and it's going to leave a stem. And you're going to see little tiny roots. Those little tiny roots are going to grow, and that's what you're going to end up putting in the dirt. First, you put it in a cup of water. I wouldn't advise putting it directly in the dirt. Well, I've never done it. I always put it in a jar of water and watch the roots reach down every day. Once they get long enough like my hand, I'll put it in some soil, and then they're growing. I think we got like 3 of them out there. Pineapple soursop and golden mouth. Yeah, I can't grow soursop here. I actually had plants and they wouldn't do it. Treat aloe like a succulent plant, because aloe kind of is a succulent. Yes. Don't even, I got tons of it right here. Tons of aloe been growing in my house for years, just sitting here. We don't even water it. Let me see, what was that I seen? I think a year goes on. Okay, I missed something. How can you propagate aloe vera from cuttings? You gotta let it dry out. Let me show you. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Lady Led, she's the aloe queen, and I'm going to show you right here. I don't know if you can see that. I don't want my tripod to fall. See all these aloe just growing in this huge pot? Let me scoot it out. See that? We don't even water that. So if you're trying to propagate aloe, I wish you could hear me, because I don't want to steer you wrong. Hey, babe. Can't hear with this phone. With this fan. If you ever see an aloe, trust and believe it got a bunch of babies like this. It got a bunch of little babies just hanging around. This is a whole new gigantic aloe plant. See how dried up that is and sucked in? As soon as you put this into water, it's gonna get fat again. You treat this just like a succulent, just like a cat. It's kind of like a cactus, yeah. It's that simple. You know how much they sell these for, and besides how much they sell them for, out of all the medicinal, wonderful things that this plant does, that's why these are so expensive. So, I'll stick that in some water later. Yep, just take a baby off and pop it in the dirt. Don't water it, because it'll melt if you keep watering it too much. Don't water them hardly at all. That's right, Katrina. It's highly medicinal. And people just think they're beautiful. Just like, I can't remember not the guardian plant. What is it called? The century. The century looks like a gigantic aloe plant. Same deal. No, they don't need much water at all. I promise you, you know what I do, how I water this? Every now and then I drop an ice cube on the floor, getting some ice out the ice maker. I throw it in the aloe pot. That's how I water it. And it's tons of pups right here. The mother plant, my daughter done took a bunch of the mothers out. It's literally tons of aloe plants in here. So any questions on growing from seed? Yeah, I was too cheap to pay $13 for aloe. A friend is going to get exactly. I got one I need to plant up. Succulent plants require a little water. Good for hair and skin. That's how I water my orchids. Yeah, aloe, and I just throw an ice cube in there. Let me see. Growing any figs from seed? No. You know why I don't grow? I would never grow a fig from seed, because they're just entirely too easy to propagate. You could be walking down the street and snap a branch off, put it in your pocket, forget about it for 2 weeks, do your laundry, say, oh, fig tree, I forgot about it. Put it in some dirt and it's still gonna grow. Figs are just entirely too easy to propagate, to be trying to grow one from seed. If you want to try to grow one from seed, knock yourself out, but I'm sure you could. How long do store seeds last? I don't know, but I've had a lot of mine. Some of my seeds date back to before I was even in South Carolina, 12 years, and they're still working. So I say the expiration date that they put on those packages just gives you some kind of idea, but I've never not had any germinate. It's no different than any other one. Some might germinate, some might not, even in a brand new pack. And here's the other thing. You don't even know how old some of these seed packs are when you get them from the store. They disappear in the winter, they come back in the spring. How do you know them ain't the same seeds they keep putting out year after year after year? You don't know. I don't pay that no mind. I've never had a problem with any packs of seeds at all not growing. I've heard people say don't buy seeds from like the dollar store and stuff. That got to be the most backwards thinking I've ever heard. And I've heard several reasons why they say don't buy them from the dollar store. One of them is say they don't germinate. That's trash, because I'm a proven believer. I got echinaceas growing outside my window right here to prove you dead wrong. Number one, coneflowers. Number two, they say, oh, but they GMO. They GMO. You don't know that. You don't know. Just because you read something on a news article, you think you know. You don't know nothing, man. The same folks that think every seed is GMO unless they say something, or just because it say organic on the front or on the package, them the same people that think that they free. Don't believe them lies, man. You know what? You can stamp anything on a package. You can stamp anything on a package. Guess what? Why you think fat people keep drinking Diet Coke, but they still fat? Man, I'm telling you, man, come on now. Just because that bottle of pop, it tastes like pop, don't taste no different. It say 0 sugar, 0 calories. But with every bottle you drink, you stand on that scale and be like, I've been good all day. I don't understand it. What's happening? You can stamp anything on anything, man. That don't mean nothing to me. If you really want non-GMO seeds, you got to grow that out of the seed. You got to keep growing it, and every time it goes to seed, remove the seeds, save them. Plant those same seeds. Get rid of the first set. Get rid of that first set. Plant those seeds every year. Every year you keep collecting your own seeds. You have to breed whatever evil that was in them seeds. You got to breed that out. So that's how you do it. You don't know if something is GMO or not. People just like to get people riled up for no apparent reason. But see, yep, somebody said no aspartame is allowed in my house, but you don't even know if it is or ain't. Unless you're growing it yourself. Grow your own, eat your own. If you ain't growing it yourself, you don't know what's in that bottle or what's in that package. What's the green bulb that comes out after a flowers from the aloe? I don't know. How you doing, Smile? Which fruit Which fruit tree seed do you find the easiest to grow? Fruit tree seed, a mango. A mango. Definitely. Definitely a mango. Because it's going to, oh no, pomegranate. Pomegranate mango. That's why I made those my two main ones of the day. Because you're going to get fruit. Let me see. No fruit yet, of course. Lemon seeds. Lemons is another one of those ones. If it wasn't a polyembryonic seed, but 2 roots, 2 or 3 plants coming out of it, you may be up a creek with no paddle. I'll have to, okay, let me see. Why do you think my peach tree didn't grow any peaches this year? I don't know anything about your peach tree. I would have no idea, and I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. You're going to have to email me and give me some pictures and tell me a story or something. I would have no idea. If I sat here and said, maybe it was because of 22. Don't listen to people doing that. They ain't in your yard. I don't know if you watered it. I don't know if you didn't water it. Your dog might be peeing on it. I don't know. I ain't going to sit here and lie to you. Okay? Let me see. What about growing passion fruit? Passion fruit will grow. I got a bag of passion fruit seeds this big somewhere, and I was going to give them away. All right, Sophia. Say, will my peaches come out fine if I have peach tree curl issue? If you have peaches on there already, yes. If they don't drop off, they'll be fine. Do you give berry plants banana water? I give everything banana water when I have some. Let me see. Will my peaches come? Oh, got that one. Do you know anything about rootstock? Yes, I do. What you need to know. What do your, oh no. That's from my old nursing days. Do I need to fertilize blackberries? Yeah, you'll get fruit when you fertilize them, yes. Don't need to. I got blackberries out there. It depends on how established they are. I got blackberries out there that I've been trying to get rid of for years, and they just keep coming back. I haven't even watered them. Let me see. Berry fish under fruit trees. Trust me, it will take off growing. Yes, it will. That's why we use 511 fish emulsion. What's your favorite apple tree and why? My favorite apple tree is Honeycrisp, and Lady Lids is the Pink Lady. We grow the Pink Lady because you can't grow Honeycrisp here. And I want somebody to show me that they can so I can give it a shot. Let me see. And why? Because they freaking delicious. The crisp, sweet, crunch, and they last a long time. Let me see. I've heard that grandma used. Can you only make banana water from banana peels? No, I make mine from my banana trees when I cut them down every year. But you can make it from peels. Let me see. Have you grown your own rootstock? I do it all the time. This is going to be rootstock. You grow something from a seed, and then I'm going to cut that off, and then I'm going to put a Meyer lemon on there or something else. You mentioned Cox Apple. Where was that? You mentioned a Cox Apple recently. That's because I've always wanted to taste, well, I've always wanted to own one. They're hard to find. They got a hint of apple in them. It's still not my favorite though. That Honeycrisp and that Pink Apple, that Pink Lady is hands down my favorite apple on the planet. The Cox Orange Pippin, I would have to eat more of them to really get a good, you know. I'm gonna go back up. I'm trying to get these questions. Lynn got a white mulberry, but nobody heard of it. It's no different than a black mulberry. It's just they don't change colors. You kind of got to be careful. But I'm gonna tell you a good thing about a white mulberry. They don't get very big, but I'm gonna tell you a good thing about a white mulberry. The birds don't mess with them because the birds are waiting for them to change color to get ripe. So back home when I was a kid, all of the wild white mulberry trees were always full of berries because the birds didn't know to eat them yet. They thought they wasn't ripe, so we would tear them up. Let me see. I want to try a black Arkansas apple. I just bought one. Black Arkansas apple tree. I just planted one, I kid you not, last week. Let me see, my aloe vera never had pups on it, never had any luck growing from the cuttings. I don't know, something up. Your soil might be too compacted. You want to grow, look, you want to grow aloe in crumbs. See that wood bark? You want that loose as possible. You see how dry that is? That's what you grow aloe in. You grow it in like a cactus mix. You don't grow aloe in potting soil. No. You grow aloe in a dry, crumbly, really loose soil. You don't grow that in potting soil. Okay? Trust me on that one. What's good to put in your soil for any plant? I can't answer that because you can't just put any old thing in any old plant. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. I don't even quite understand the question. What's the best soil for fruits? I can't. That's not a one hitter quitter. That's not a one answer. Yeah, get that out of that soil. If you got potting soil, get that aloe out of potting soil. Yeah, you got to put that in like a cactus mix. Rough, coarse soil. It only holds on to very little water. Hey, Liv, make fresh juice out of passion fruit, lemonade. Yes, it is delicious. Yes, it is. I potted Sangranella mulberry bare root. How long before seeing growth? Don't even listen. Just make sure it's alive. If you just planted it, all your job is to do for the next year is just make sure it's alive. Don't look for major growth. Don't look for fruit. Just keep it alive, because once it hits a plateau, just like a Fuyu persimmon, it's going to explode. One day you're going to be like, man, I'm about to dig this up. You're going to go out there and it's going to have more fruit than you know what to do with. Let me see, what should I do with my, thank you, Eco Neighbor, because I don't know what was being said, but what should I do with my yellow delicious apple tree? What do you mean, what should you do with it? I don't understand the question. You got to be a little bit more specific. Do our plants require worms? I have a garden in pots on my balcony. It's a challenge. No, it does not require worms at all. And it depends on what kind of plants are you talking about. All of that makes a difference. That's like saying, what kind of shoes should I wear? My choice in shoes versus your choice in shoes, completely different, because we got two entirely different feet. That's the same question you got to ask. Your tree or your plant is specific. So you have to know exactly what kind of tree you got, what kind of fruit does it produce. Is it a dwarf, semi-dwarf, standard? You got to know all of that. Is it in what zone is it supposed to be in? You have to know all of that. Or the question is that vague, like, what kind of shoes should I buy? I don't know. You know, you gotta know all of that information about your tree. That's your baby. Let me stop and let me tell you something. Everybody, your plant is like your child, because it's going to produce for you. It's going to feed you and possibly keep you alive if things keep going this way. You need to literally nurture your tree. You need to treat it just like a child. Check on it all the time. Make sure it's alive. Make sure there ain't no cuts and bruises on it. You know, when your baby is small and it's a little kid, and you giving your baby a bath, you ain't just washing them up. You looking for any bruises, scratches. What you do when they in the bathtub? How you get this? Where this come from? I was riding Billy bike and he had pushed me down. Now you just learned something. Your tree is the same way. When you out there watering your tree, you just don't be watering and thinking about you got to go to work tomorrow. You water your tree and you start examining that tree while you watering it. You looking around, oh, I got mealybug on here. Oh, scale. A lot of ladybugs doing their job. Your job is to examine your tree. You must nurture your tree before you think about getting fruit. Just like your kid, before you think that kid supposed to be a lawyer or a doctor someday, you gotta guide it in the right direction to be that lawyer or that doctor. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do that to your tree as well. You have to guide it in the right way. You have to feed it like a child. You have to make sure it has enough water like a child and make sure it's on the right path. You want to protect that tree and that child from predators, beavers, or other things that will invade or attack or harm your tree. You got to treat it just like your child. There is no simple, easy way of saying it. If you are not ready to nurture and take the time out to nurture your garden or your orchard, just like your children, I'm going to say this, very controversial. Stop having them. Okay? If you don't think you can afford them, if you don't think you can nurture them, you ain't got the time to raise them up right, stop having them. I'm talking about the trees. Okay? All right. I had to throw that in there to you. So somebody, how you going to tell people, don't be having no babies? You a man, you don't know nothing about not having no babies. I know. I'm just saying. We talking about the trees. I just hope that might help a little more, because taking care of a child is almost the exact same as taking care of a tree. They're both alive. They're both going to take care of you. You spent all your time, just like my video I talked about the other day. You got old taking care of that tree. That tree, when you are ready to retire and you can't afford no more food at the grocery store or the market, that tree is going to feed you for the rest of your life. If you did it right, if you raised it right, that tree is going to take care of you. Not just fill your belly with food, but it'll also make it so you can sell its fruit and then bring in an income to help you live comfortably throughout your retirement. That's why I grow pecans and other trees like that. Look for the long run. Okay? Let me see. Katrina said, I overpaid $89 online for a Meyer lemon tree. It was 2.5 inches. Plenty of green leaves out the box. My first, can I send it to you? Maybe you can get it to produce. No, don't send that thing to me. They grow so fast. I'm going to say this. You didn't overpay. You didn't overpay because the market is in a cruncher right now. People can't even hardly find citrus trees in most parts of the country. Some parts is lucky. Most parts ain't. So you didn't overpay. The only time I say you overpaid for something is when you didn't need it. Remember I told you about that, like canners and stuff. If you need it and you got it, get it. That means you didn't overpay. You just waited too late to get it. But now that you know you need it, if you got the money to buy it, buy it. So you didn't overpay. I just helped you out a little bit mentally, so so you don't feel so bad. You didn't overpay. Let me see. And plus, I ain't gonna take no cuttings off my trees until end of summer anyway. Let me see. I've seen some. I have a pear tree with a little rust colored spots on the leaves. Is that something I need to worry about? No, it's some kind of fungus, but I need you to go and Google and look at the picture. Describe that to Google. Look at the picture and look at what it looks like exactly, and that's going to tell you more information on whatever problem you're having right now. Thank you, Katrina. I hope they helped. All right. Hey, Katrina Brooks. Got a couple Katrinas in the house. Big Valley Living, Katrina. Okay, she's talking. All right. Our sunflowers are dropping over because of all this rain. Will it stand back up after the rain? Yes, it will. It will do one of the snake moves on you. Soon as it's down like this, soon as that sun come back up, don't worry about no sunflower. It's going to pop right back up. Let me see. After air layering for the first time yesterday, Meyer lemon, Lisbon lemon, and Miwa kumquat. I'm dying already. Can't wait for the weeks to go by. Good for you. Good for you. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, since I received lead, I've only seen one string, and I don't want it to die. It's been sitting in a cup of water. What kind? What are you growing? Oh, you're talking to Love Notes. I'm sorry. G. Michael says, "Hey, Led, have you heard of? And what do you have? I heard of what? And what do I think of Ellen White method for planting trees? Oh, have I heard of her or the method? Never heard of such a thing. Yeah, never heard of Ellen White. Can I do high density planting for my fruit tree? Butterfly effect. I literally just planted a golden delicious apple right next to Granny Smith, this close, about a foot, 2 feet apart. I just planted a plum tree next to a pluot tree, literally this close apart. I just planted 2 jujube trees, literally this close. Yes, you can. I'm not canning yet. I'm just waiting for a harvest. I may have missed this. I'm at the dentist. Did you say how to plant a dragon fruit? I didn't say how to plant one, but you can plant it from seed. When you open a dragon fruit, all those little black dots are seeds, and yes, they will grow. You don't got to do nothing specific. Matter of fact, cut that dragon fruit, cut a slice, and put it in the dirt. It's gonna grow. Or put it on a napkin. It's gonna grow. You just better be ready for it, because you're gonna have tons of them. And I got one more thing before I go. Years ago, I grew sugar cane. Now I want y'all to steer clear of something. I grew sugar cane about 12 years ago. When I grew that sugar cane, they didn't get very tall that first year. They got about 4 feet tall, and then they let off like wheat seeds at the top, right? They let off seeds at the top. I collected as many seeds as I could. I took the sugar cane, I replanted it the next year. It kept giving me sugar cane year after year. I planted those sugar cane seeds. They grew sugar cane. Now, I know my friend, this is for my friend Dan Permaculture Food Forest, and I've been wanting to talk to you forever about this, man. I don't know about eBay. I don't know about Amazon. But I personally have personally have sugarcane seeds that actually work. They actually grow sugarcane. Now, I don't condone eBay. I don't condone all the other places that say they sell their sugarcane seeds, actual seeds. Listen, if y'all give me 2 ticks, I'ma see if I can find the bag, okay? I promise you, it's worth the wait. Hold on. It's down here somewhere. If she ain't here in front of me, I don't want to mess up all this stuff. Hold on. It's best I come over. We got so many of these buckets, I don't know which one is which, but I'm sure gonna try to find it for you. It grew real sugar cane. And when I heard Dan Permaculture Food Forest say, don't believe the hype, and I've been meaning for so long to say, I don't know, bruh. I got some, and they work. I don't know what she did. I don't know which bucket they in. But I'm going to send some. I'm going to send some to my buddy so he can get a load of these babies. I can't find them. I don't know what I did with them. But it's so important that I find them. Hold on. It's so important that I find them, all these watermelons that we grew and spit out. I'm sorry. When I find them, I'm gonna do a video on them because they actually really work. They still viable to this day. I tried them last fall just to make sure. I've been told not to plant my citrus trees next to each other. Why not? Trina, that's a good question. Why not? Because I got oranges, lemons, limes, and you know what I've even heard? I've heard don't plant like peach trees and other fruit trees next to your citrus trees. That got to be the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Somebody said that, I can't remember who it was. That got to be the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Maybe they don't know how to grow other fruit trees with citrus. They shouldn't be telling people other people don't do that, because I'm living proof out here. I got a Red Haven peach tree sitting right in Lemon Lane. I got 2 pear trees. I got a Bartlett, a Orient, and a Grafted pear tree pumping out fruit in Lemon Lane with lemons, limes, oranges, satsumas, kumquats. So the person that keep telling people that, tell them to come check me out and I'll show them. No hate involved. Just I'll show them that that's bull. I keep hearing about a person keep telling people that. I'm literally living proof that that's garbage. Let's see, mulberry, my plum stick cutting in the soil, it will grow. I missed something. If you're gonna plant a tree, get one that will feed you from year to year. If you're gonna plant a tree, right. I heard that too, and the reason they say it can't take on the taste of the fruit. You want to know what? I heard that too, and the reason they say it can take on the taste of another fruit. Now this goes for beekeepers too. So beekeepers, listen up. You cannot control the flavor of your fruit or what your bees are, where your bees are going to go and hunt for food. You could plant all this crap in your yard all you want to. That does not mean your bees are going to stay on your property. Who told the bees where the landline is? It's another beekeeper out there telling people that nonsense. Let me tell you something. Cross-pollination happens in the air. It just doesn't happen from insects. Even if you planted a whole yard full of peaches, it's some apples, plums, everything else blowing through the wind when the high winds come and all y'all see all that pollen. You think it's gonna say, wait a minute, don't go to that peach yard. No, that's bull. Them be the people I keep telling you. They keep acting like they know something. They sound good, but they be filling your head full of bullshit. Telling you. That's why I say, listen, just you don't even listen to me. Do your own research. If you think about the common sense of it all, it doesn't even make common sense. You cannot control what, here you go right here. Every peach on one peach tree, every peach seems to taste a little different. You ever got that one peach off your tree and it tastes like a doggone Jolly Rancher candy? But then another one tastes bland. This one is okay. That one was pretty sweet. This one was disgusting. You cannot control it because whatever insects or whatever blew in from the wind to help pollinate that peach from another peach, you can't control that. People think they can. Now, if you own 500 acres and all you got on that land is peaches, the very center of that 500 acres is probably going to be perfectly tasting like that variety of peach, because it's definitely being pollinated, and it got to be down in a valley. It definitely will. But other than that, that's why sometimes you eating some almonds in an almond bag. One almond tastes bitter, one almond is all juicy and sweet, one almond all dry. Don't let nobody tell you nothing that nonsense. That's nonsense. And if they thought about it, they'd be like, yeah, I guess that do sound a little dumb. You cannot get right. You cannot guarantee what your fruit is going to, what pollinates your fruit. You can't do that. You can't. And it's beekeeper. It's a beekeeper out there keep talking about some plant this in your yard so your bees can only have citrus tasting honey. That is not a beekeeper. That's somebody that do not know what they're talking about. You cannot control your bees like a little poodle dog on a leash. No. And if you try to control them, good luck with that. It might sting you in the nose or something. Anyway, let me see. How you doing, Jules B? How you doing, M. Michelle? M. Mitchell, I'm sorry. Can you take an apple limb and stick it in the ground and it will grow roots? I don't know. I'm not going to say no, but I've never known anybody that had any luck with that. Hey, Beauty in the Garden. I've never heard of anybody having any luck with that. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. You can give it a shot. Yes. Oh, missed something. Hey, Angela. Hey, Led, not to get off subject, but what is the name of the book you mentioned about finding medicine? I don't know. I don't have it here in my face. Can you grow beets from beetroot? Yes. Beetroot what? Because I don't know. I've been getting some strange questions. Not like beetroot powder and stuff. So, I don't know. Some of these questions. Can you grow watermelons easily? Yep, I just showed you just here. I know you're just coming in, Angela. I just opened up a watermelon for everybody too. See, it has seeds. You take that seed off. Now watch this. That's going to grow a watermelon or several watermelons. Literally that easy. You just saw me do that right now. This will grow a watermelon. See, there was no class, there was no science to that. There's no, well, first thing what you need to do is stick it in the hole and you got some. Don't grow squash and zucchini close together, but you can still eat the product because they're going to cross-pollinate. Let me see. Its roots survive and are, I must have missed something. What about cherries and apple seeds? You can grow them, but you're going to be waiting forever to get fruit. It's that simple. I say go for it. If you feel that you have the time to spend to wait to see what kind of fruit comes out of it, go for it. And if you get tired of waiting, then you need to learn how to graft. And graft a cherry tree that you know produces fruit onto your seedling rootstock that you tried to grow. I cracked up one year, didn't reach maturity, had about 20 watermelon volunteers once it warmed up. Exactly. You know, I'll never forget, I took a tomato one year, it was around fall, about the beginning of winter, and my chickens was out there grazing, and I threw this tomato all the way out there, and I had a terrible throw, and the tomato just spun all the way out there, right? Ground ball. Chickens ate it, tore it up. When spring came, I kid you not, God is my witness, there was a line of tomato plants growing exactly where I threw that tomato. In the exact line. As that tomato was spinning, you could just see the juices spinning off of it because it hit the ground. Perfect line of that tomato. All those tomato plants grew. I left them there. I would cut the grass all around them. It was in the yard. I would cut the grass all around that row of tomatoes because that was as natural as it can get right there. If you don't believe me, try it. Don't believe me, just watch. Let me see. Threw some store-bought potatoes in the dirt. There you go. No, that tomato wasn't magic. You can take any tomato and do it. Can a persimmon tree be grafted? I've never tried. I've never tried. I've air layered one, but I've never tried to graft one. I guess they just was too precious to me to be messing with them like that. And they grow so slow that you got to remember when you cut that branch, they just grow so doggone slow. I just never want to mess with them too much. I'll try someday. I give it a shot. So I'm gonna get out of here. I've been on here way too long. I just wanted to see if I could answer anybody questions. Normally people got tons of questions about growing a tree from seed and why they should and why they shouldn't. I guess those folks ain't in here tonight. Thoughts on how long it takes an avocado seedling to fruit? That's not up to me. That's up to that seed. Avocados fruiting, it's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take a minute. How long does it take to do an air layer before it grows roots? I did my peach tree on May 2nd, wondering how long it takes. Just be patient. That's why I do the chili dog method. People buy those things that look like this, like balls, and clamp them on the branch. You know, you ever seen those? You know why I don't like those? I do believe they work. I've seen them work, but I'm too nosy. Just like you. You want to know when are you going to get roots so you can cut it off, right? And that black thing don't show you anything. And then you mess around and open it up and you ain't got nothing but a stick, you done messed all the way up. The chili dog method is when you take that bag, you fill it full of dirt, and you wrap it around that tree, like I showed you in that video, and then you cover it with aluminum foil to imitate the darkness. Now all you gotta do every now and then, peek under that aluminum foil, you can see straight through this bag full of roots. I've showed everybody how I pull that off. That way you can be nosy and you still gonna get your tree in time without ruining anything. Those clamp things, I know they work. I'm too nosy for them clamp things. Say I bought all grafted trees this year. That's good to hear. Are you trying lemon seeds? Like I said, I'm just here to. No. Do pears take a long time to grow from seeds? Yes, they do. Yes, a pear tree gonna take a long time to give you a pear when it's grafted, let alone a seed. They don't grow very fast. Some varieties do, like a Bartlett. Oh, you can't stop a Bartlett. But other pear trees, slow growers. Moon glow pear, you think it's dead. I planted a peach tree last November. It has fruit the year, probably this year. I found out my neighbor has a peach tree that pollinated mine. Your peach tree don't even need a pollinator, but your neighbor's peach tree probably just helped it put on more fruit. I'm new to this, haven't started growing anything yet, but when I do, I'll be true to this. There you go, Kayla. We'll have your back. I'm going to espalier a few trees in my backyard. That's wonderful. I never even wanted. I got a friend, Garden Love. She does a lot of the espalier. I just never. It's beautiful, and I'm not clearly growing for beauty at all. Anyone tried the pink satin pomegranate? You know what? I got one out there and I don't know anything about it. It's still small though. I'm growing one, but I can't tell you anything about it. I just hear the characteristics are wonderful. Alpha Hoss, can I store seeds? Okay. No, you can't store seeds in the freezer. You can put them in the refrigerator down in the crisper, but I wouldn't freeze them. And then don't take my advice on that. I wouldn't put seeds in the freezer. I've heard that you could. Yeah, it depends on what it is. Right, it depends on, because we're from the north, and a lot of the seeds would have to be kind of, what is it called, stratified over that ice. So yeah, you can. It just depends on, that's why I had to change that. It depends on what kind of seeds we're talking about. See, I have 2 kefir pears and full of leaves, no fruit, waiting patiently. They're self-pollinating, so it might be a minute. Have you tried a variety opal plum tree? No, I never had that one. See, mine is not showing any leaves. Plums is just some tricky rascals. You get plums, you doing something right. Led, I sent you pictures of wonderful last week. Check out your email. I sure will. Hey, Led, new to your channel. Great job. I bought a peach tree with fruit on it. What's going to happen? I don't know. That's what we're doing this for. We all here to find out. Keep me posted. I think apple seeds could. I think apple seeds could. I missed something. Buying a named variety of any plant, you know what you're getting. Anything from seed will be known to God alone until it fruits. Exactly. Let me see. I'm air layering a Satsuma plum and a kefir pear. Okay, air layering. I was about to say. Both trees are about years old. Led, so if hurting for fig tree, if hurting for fig tree and get branch, I can grow it in water or dirt. If you get a fig tree branch, yes. If you walking down the street and you see a fig tree and you take a branch just like that, not even cut it, don't use no nice little. Trust me on that. Everybody growing a fig, no. It don't take nothing to grow a fig, and they grow fast, and they're going to give you fruit quick. Let me see. Oh, the trees are 20 years old. Yeah, you can still air layer. It don't matter how old it is. Reba Patterson, last summer I got a delicious yellow skinned melon from Lido grocery store. I saved the seeds and tossed a bunch in the dirt. Seedlings are popping. Hoping for a harvest. You gonna be all right? Let me see. Led, I'm just starting and I'm so excited finally planting something. Well, you 2 steps ahead of other people out there that ain't doing nothing at all. Are trees from seed more disease resistant? No, I'm not gonna, you can't know until they grow. You won't know. Is watering a tomato plant twice a day too much? It depends on where you live. It depends on how hot it is, and it depends on what kind of soil you have your tomato planted in. So I'm not going to say yay or nay on that one. Will one pecan grow pecans? I don't know what that means. Will one pecan grow pecans? Do you have an Eve pomegranate? Nope, I don't. Should I prune my Anjou pear? It has 1 main branch and 2 small branches coming from the root. Get rid of those. Those are suckers. If branches are coming from the root, take them off. Those will stunt the growth of your tree. Take those off. They won't produce jack, but they'll make you miserable. Cut those off at the base. High density planting. If you are going to plant trees in the same whole area, should they be of the same family? That's a good question. I say yes. I don't see why you would. No, I can't say that. Because like I just said, I literally got a Red Haven peach and 2 pear trees right on in the middle of some lemons and oranges and limes. And I'm not going to answer that question because some stuff I got out here growing like that, I don't want to steer you wrong, but it just works for me. Okay. How long does it take to grow muscadine grape from vines from seeds? I don't know. It just depends on the plant. They grow fast though, but it just depends on the plant, depends on the seed. You cannot know what you're going to get when you grow from seed. That's what we've been talking about this whole time. Keep your first year citrus blooms or remove to strengthen the tree. Hubby and I disagree. Okay. To strengthen the tree, you want to remove the blooms. I don't. I let my tree do whatever it's going to do. If it's going to fruit that year, it's going to fruit. And here's the other thing. It's going to know, okay, I got to let some of this fruit go or I'm going to break and die. It'll let go of a lot of fruit or a lot of blooms. I just leave my tree alone. I know you're supposed to cut off the blooms, cut off the fruit. But when these trees, I'm gonna just say this, and this is my way of thinking, okay? So that doesn't mean it's right or wrong. When you walking down the trail and you going for a nice jog or you going for a walk, and you see this beautiful pear tree or plum tree in the wild, because we got a lot of wild plums, nobody came and pruned those trees of anything. And they always got the best, sweetest, delicious fruit on them. No diseases, no burnt up branches, no scale, no mealybug, no nothing. Why is that? You want to know why? Because nobody there messing with them. I leave my trees alone. It's only certain things I do to my trees. I look over them, make sure they okay, make sure they water, make sure they fed. But all that snipping and snapping and pruning, and I only prune off limbs that's dead, dying, or diseased, or crossing. Other than that, I just let it do what it's going to do. Pecan trees for pollination. Okay, I missed something. I also got a Meyer Lemon Stark Brothers. When do you think I might get fruit? There, you can't keep asking that question, y'all. There's no prediction when you're going to get fruit. If you buy a fruit tree, you may get fruit this year. It may be 2 years. It may be 5. You got to remember. I know a lot of people just came in here, but I'm gonna say it again. When you ask that question, when am I going to get fruit if I just planted this tree yesterday? Say it to yourself like this. If I just had a baby yesterday, when is it going to learn how to talk? When will this baby learn to walk? I know when they say it's supposed to learn when to talk, first mama, first daddy, or I know when they say a child is healthy when they start walking at certain age, but nobody can tell you when that baby supposed to start talking or learning, because some people say, oh yeah, your baby ain't gonna start talking till it's about 1, 2, but have you seen other babies playing the piano? Huh? With diapers on? Huh? They got teddy bears on their drawers and they playing like Chopin. Yeah, Liberace babies. So it just depends. You know, that's a question you cannot answer. You see them little babies tearing that piano up or playing the guitar with them little baby fingers. You got to think of your forest, your food forest. You got to think of your garden the same way. Stop trying to predict. All you need to focus on is keeping your trees alive, keeping your trees healthy. They will produce when they're ready, right? You know what they say, like even with kids, some of them is late bloomers, right? And then over summer break, they come back to class, hey, they look a lot different. You know what I'm saying? Late bloomers. Just that year before, they was all timid and shy because they wasn't progressing like the rest of the children. Then this year, you ain't quite sure who the teacher is between these two people. So, one can drive and one is still catching the school bus. So, your tree is no different. You may have a late bloomer and you may have a child prodigy tree. It may grow soon, or it may just need to hang on and learn a couple things a little bit later, okay? No, see, that's your dirty mind, just simply. Your mind is off in that gutter. That gutter needs to be cleaned out, need to be rinsed out. I'm gonna get out of here. We've been on here for like forever. Should I leave my potted ginger root to grow in full sun? I'm gonna let you ask Lady Laird that because she's my ginger queen. I don't deal with that too much. What is your first planted for? What was your first plant planted for food? You mean in my life? I don't even know. I've been growing so much stuff. I have no idea. Can I plant a peach tree, a lemon tree in red dirt? Yes, you can. I'm sorry, that got me. I do have a question. Just got a meatwa about a week ago. How often should I water in Charlotte? You have to always check your soil. When it comes to citrus, you don't want your soil too moist at all. You want it just enough to stick on your finger like that. Whether it's outside in the ground or it's in a container. See how just a little bit, even though I just jam my finger down in there? That's all. You don't want this sopping wet. You don't want it dry. If it's dry, it won't nothing be on my finger. So I can give a little advice on that. Your first plant was an apple tree. Well, that's going to be your first, but not your last. I want a pawpaw tree. Is it too cold in the UK? I don't know. You got to do some research on that one. I'm super excited about my new loquat. Oh, they're so delicious. So delicious. They like little baby mangoes. I got some grapes in pots that I need to put in soil. You better hurry up before it get too hot. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. I tried my best to answer as many questions as I could about the seeds, and we did all right. I think we did all right. All right. Everybody have a wonderful night. Leah, have you planted your sugar cane yet? Laura Winslow, I'm in the process. That's a whole nother episode, but I'll let you know about it. I'll let you know about it. All right, everybody have a wonderful night, okay? And behind me, I got something to show y'all for this. Y'all thought the solar panel was a trip? I got something else for you. So keep your eyes peeled. All right, we're going to do a do's and don'ts. RVing versus camping versus prepping. Do's and don'ts. RV versus tent camping versus prepping. There's a big difference, okay? We're going to do that coming up, so keep your eyes peeled out because it's going to be stuff that you're going to need to know so you don't go wasting your money, all right? Live Farm 73, I love everybody, and I'm out. Have a wonderful night, all right?